Welcome to another special feature, this time featuring the New World mod. If you don't know anything about a special feature, well, basically what it is we showcase the latest and most interesting mods available to download right now through the link in the description. And we basically just go through all of the various features included in the mod, and you can then decide whether you would like to download it yourself. So let us start a new game. And let me tell you, I feel like this is a very, very cool base for something even better as time goes on. This is still in development, just so you know, so there isn't going to be a lot of customization so far. You can see already that the options that you get when you are creating your first character are not exactly extensive, but as I've said, the mod creator is planning on releasing a new update very soon, and you may very well have the new update available to you once this video releases, so who knows. But anyway, we're going to be selecting a banner. I'm going to select this one. I think it's pretty cool. We're going to call ourselves Barney, because we can, and I'm going to go for Intelligence 9, so I can get some pathfinding. I like that. So, what we're also going to be finding is that the initial impression that I get of this mod is extremely good. There's firearms as well, by the way, so that's pretty cool. I'm going to go for firearms, I think. We might use a gun. We might use a gun, who knows. But yeah, anyway, let's just randomize a little bit. Don't really mind what my character looks like in a special feature. And, well, there you go. These are all of the factions that you can technically play as. You can even play as New Spain, if you so desire. And should we do that? Or should we play as the Aztecs? Might be fun to play as the Aztecs. I think we'll play as the Aztecs, why not? Alright, so here we go. This is the map. Let's zoom out and take a quick look. A little bit of an overview of it. Where is New Spain? Ah, there it is. So New Spain is right over there. They're pretty small. Oh, no, never mind. I thought they were going to be a pretty small faction. Are they? No, they're not a very small faction. I thought they were just literally on this small little island here, but it seems like they have expanded on over to this little coastal area. Now, you may notice that the villages and the castles all have native names, and as I've said, the mod is still in development, so of course those things are not going to be finalized just yet. But all of the towns, they all have the necessary naming, and that is all that you really need, in my opinion, to, you know, kind of get yourself introduced into the mod. So, first off, special feature. Usually what I do is I like to go into the camp menu, reports menu, take a look at the troop trees if there are troop trees, which I'm pretty sure there are in this, and then take a look at our inventory after that to see exactly what we start with. So take an action. You can construct outposts in this game. You can change the kingdom's color, modify your banner, select a book to read. Obviously that's a native thing. And then you have the PBOD mod preferences, which are fantastic. They're really good. They allow you to reassign dehorsed cavalry, no ammo archers to infantry, for example. You even have formations battle AI and the ability to disable companion complaints, which is really good. Otherwise, you have diplomacy and tokens Calradia preferences. So you have, well, probably not the Dark Knight invasion. That's probably not going to happen in this mod, but this mod uses tokens Calradia as a base. So some of those features are going to be left in here, but probably not going to be active at the moment. So yeah, otherwise, standard sort of diplomacy stuff, pretty cool. And then we have the ability to go over to our reports, and you can see here pretty much standard reports, really nice amount of detail that you can find here, faction relations, courtship relations, and yeah, this is a really good thing here. I love the fact that this is just easy to understand. Of course, the faction relations are not yet done. As you can see, they do have the native names still at the top here, but you can understand exactly what's going on from the side menu instead anyway, and also because it is color coded. Now, onto the troop trees. The troop trees are fantastic in my opinion. These are really, really cool. So you can see here, Tarascans, the Tarascans. These guys have Jaguar warriors, priests, elite archers, and elite spearmen. The people that I'm not going to even attempt to say, they have eagle warriors. And then New Spain, they have, wow, these are These are pretty cool. But I'm going to say that these guys are probably not going to be as effective as this, for example. 500 in polearms, 450 in one-handed weapon proficiency, and they've got some amazing gear. So it seems to me like New Spain is going to be the faction to beat. But we'll take a look at some of the others. This guy has 350 in polearms, and I would expect him to not have very good armor, of course. The Aztecs, who we are very close by to, they have 450 in polearms as well. They don't, do they have good armor? Yeah, they have decent armor, but nothing as good as what Spain has, of course. And the Eagle Warriors, yeah, I mean, look at this. 450 in polearms, 450 in two-handed weapons. So generally, they're going to move extremely fast. Every other faction is going to move extremely fast with the exception of New Spain, I would assume, because they're probably going to be wearing much heavier armor. You can see here they're wearing plate armor, and they're going to be much harder to kill as a result. So let's go into our inventory here and take a quick look. We are using a native head. We can actually change our head however you would like to be. So if you really want to go super hardcore, you can even play naked with just a loincloth or whatever you'd like on. And that is, whoa, that's going to be pretty harsh in my opinion. And we otherwise have a rusty sword. We could use a tribal axe if we so desire, but I think I'm going to keep with the rusty sword because of the additional reach in it. And I think that's pretty cool. We could go for this. We could go for something like this. Yeah, there we go. Something like that. And we should probably take a look at, yeah. Okay, so horses. Horses are not really a thing as far as I'm aware. At least, yeah, not in this area. So me starting in this area, probably not going to work out. You can see here that it just tells me to sell the sway-backed thing. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. And I'm going to sell everything else that we have here apart from the food, which is, of course, going to be very, very useful for us. Okay, so, oh yeah, and also, it would probably be a cool idea to show you that you don't even need to go and meet the Guildmaster before you can access him from the menu itself in the town, which I think is a really cool thing too, because I personally am not a big fan of going and walking around the streets to find the Guildmaster. I think that's kind of annoying, so it's really nice to be able to access the Guildmaster menu right away. But of course, it depends, because sometimes you probably want to go and walk around the streets for the atmosphere and the immersion, so it really depends on what kind of player you are. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take a walk around the streets right now, because I would like to see... Oh yeah, they have done the scene. Oh yes. Wow, this is just crazy. This is really, really crazy. Look at this. It's massive. It is absolutely massive. And I like this a whole lot. I am really, really curious about the siege warfare in this mod, because if you're running through the streets as we are right now, fighting enemies, and, you know, assisting your allies and things like that, it's going to be extremely cool to see that. Then you also have landlords. So if you would like, you can borrow up to 5,000, and you can even pay off your debt, and you can buy and prepare uncultivated land. You can also buy acres. There is only 1 acre available here at the moment, and things like that. So let's go into the Guild Master and take a look at the Weavery and Dye Works. The Weavery and Dye Works is going to give us 1,100 dinars a week, which would be absolutely insane, but we do not have that cash at the moment. So let us start moving around, and we will start recruiting Aztec peasants. But I am a little bit worried about this, to be honest, because let me just fight these mountain bandits, because they're going to be kind of annoying otherwise. So let's fight them. Oh yeah, I'm liking the look of this. I'm liking the look of the battlefields. The battlefields look very exotic, which is exactly what you would expect from a mod like this. And I'm a bit worried about the fact that my native militia are extremely lightly armored, but we are up against enemies that are very similar in strength. So I think we shouldn't have too many worries about that. But obviously it depends. It depends. It is really just up to whether we are going to be fighting some heavily plated units or something like that in the future. These guys are going to have really good thrown weapon proficiency as well. Oh, nice thrusting animation. Did you see that? Yeah, that thrusting animation is nice. I like that one. I'm a big fan of that thrusting animation. So, yeah, that is really nice. Look at that. You can do so much damage with that. And it feels good to use as well. You know, it's like how I've been talking about Sparta, which is another mod that I've been playing, where Sparta has all of these custom spear animations that are extremely satisfying to use, because it just allows you to do much more than you would have expected. And I just think that's really nice. So what we're going to do is hopefully not die. Hopefully not die. And hopefully all of our Aztec peasants can advance in level. But I'm kind of interested to see how the firearms are going to react as well, because I wouldn't expect any of the Aztecs or the Mayans or anything like those guys to maybe use firearms, with the exception of Spain. I think Spain would definitely use firearms. And I do have a crossbow here. And I killed him. Oh, we made it. Wow, I only had 31 proficiency, so that was kind of lucky. But there you go. We were able to achieve victory. 11 renown for that. I gotta say, that's pretty good for a regular band of bandits, almost initially. Oh, yes, and I'm also liking the fact that the prisoner's capacity is super large. So, I mean, I have how much? I don't even know how much I have really at the moment. Ooh, this is a lovely weapon. Yes, this is a lovely one-handed weapon. It's got cutting damage, which is not exactly great, but it can crush through blocks, which is exactly the reason why I would like that. And the shield is also nice, so we're going to take that. And we can also give myself a new head. How many times are you going to say that? Yes, I can give myself a new head. Okay, so otherwise we're just going to take this, take that. Should I use a tribal body? I mean, it's going to give me much less armor, but it's going to... Whoa, look at that, 602 dinars? Wow, that's crazy. Anyway, but it's also going to give me the more, shall we say, appropriate theming, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, maybe we'll do something like that. Oh, well, who knows, who knows. I'm just going to go to the nearby villages, try and recruit as many people as I can get my hands on. How much party capacity? I have 84 party capacity, and I think there's a good reason for that too, probably because the mod creator knows that Aztecs and Mayans and all these guys that have not exactly great units, I mean, their proficiencies are fantastic, their power strike is really good, but their armor and their equipment and things like that is a lot to be desired. Leaves a lot to be desired, should I say. But that is, of course, part of the theme. You know, the Aztecs and the Mayans and the various other factions surrounding us, with the exception of Spain, are going to be less well equipped than the plate armor wearing Spaniards, who are going to do a lot of damage to us as a result. So we should probably be a bit careful if we are going to ally ourselves with the Aztecs, because I'm not entirely sure what my faction relation is at the moment with Spain. So hopefully I'm not going to be fighting them that soon, because I don't really want to get murdered by a whole bunch of amazing... whoa, that was a lot of damage. Yeah, a whole bunch of amazing knights and conquistadors and things like that. Okay, so here we go. Let's see if we can do some damage. That was a lot of damage that we did right there as well. Oh, you know what? I don't think I can overhead swing with this weapon. I don't think this isn't... I think that does not work. I have attempted to overhead swing and it doesn't seem to work. So it seems like this weapon can only attack horizontally, which is very good to know, because that means that you are unable to take advantage of the weakness in most enemies, which is of course going to be their helmet. Their helmet usually has a lot less armor than other parts of the body, like body and legs and things like that. So yeah, that's definitely going to be something to take into account. We are going to be getting a new piece of armor there, which I think I'm going to use because it gives me 27 to body armor. It doesn't give me any leg armor, but I don't really care about that at the moment because this only gave us 4, which is really not a big deal. So otherwise, we're just going to take all this stuff. I don't have that much in the way of inventory management, but look at how much money we're getting from regular battles is really cool. Okay, otherwise I'm going to get some Aztec militia, which will level up into Aztec warriors. Let's get some more javelin men, because I think that javelin men are definitely going to be something we will be trying to utilize as much as possible. But let's take a look at the prisoner management. Yeah, prisoner management gives you 10 prisoners per point. I think it actually gives you 20 prisoners per point, because that's exactly what we have. but maybe it's increased by the amount of renown you have or the amount of units you have, because I know that Prisno does that as well. So maybe that is indeed the case. Otherwise, I'm going to be increasing my strength here to try and get some additional athletics and shield and just general combat skills are going to be pretty useful for us. And I'm thinking, should I use throwing weapons or should I use guns? I should probably use guns, because that might very well be the only defense we have against the Spaniards if we are indeed going to become aligned with the Aztecs. So let's take a look. We are not at war against anyone. The player relation has 0 with everyone, so I don't have to worry about Spain just yet. Oh, I do have to worry about those bandits though. Hello, there's a whole bunch of bandits running around there. Okay, that's kind of crazy. Okay, well, thankfully I made it into the town and I will now be able to sell a bunch of things. Let's see how viable it is to get money from looting things. Not that viable. Only 355 dinars. That's really not that much at all. But you do have to bear in mind that we are getting a good amount of cash from every single victory, which is a pretty big deal. Oh, we got a ransom broker here as well, which is really nice. So I'm going to sell all the... Wow. Whoa, okay, okay. So taking prisoners is a fantastic thing. I'm loving that. I am loving that. Look at that. Almost 2,000 dinars, literally just from that. And we can then recruit a whole bunch of mercenary native warriors if we want to. I don't think I'm going to recruit them right now because I think they could be a little bit too fragile for how much they actually cost. So I'm going to be a bit cautious about that at the moment. Let's wait here for some time and see exactly what happens. Oh, we're pretty close by to Spain, so maybe I want to go over there along the way and you know, continue recruiting people and things like that. And then maybe what we could do is buy a gun or something like that. Oh, hello, mountain bandits. Okay, so all my guys are kind of ready for battle. You know what I want to do? I kind of want to see if there are any horses. No, there are no horses. So apparently these guys do not have horses. Well, that's very interesting to know. I'm going to attack these guys literally just because I think that it could be very much worth doing because of the renown rewards, the potential for prisoners, and the huge amount of cash that you get for every single victory. So this is definitely a really cool way to begin a mod, in my opinion. Everything's happening very, very fast. And I don't know whether you notice already, but usually I don't know whether I'd really have this many units capable of fighting that fast with this amount of cash. Usually I would have a pretty difficult time making cash unless you have a, I don't know, good trade skill or a good trade route in general. So it's definitely something to consider where you may really like this mod for its combat-oriented economy. And I don't know whether there are good trade routes in this. I really don't, obviously. I haven't really played any further than, you know, just making sure that it works with my recording software and all that stuff. But yeah, I'm really liking what is happening so far with the new world. And well, I can't wait to see what happens in the new version, to be honest. Now, what I would like to do is after this battle, I'm probably going to go off screen. I'm going to enhance our progression by cheating, and I'm just going to give us a whole bunch of stuff. Gonna, you know, recruit many units from all kinds of different places, and then we are also going to partake in a siege. And I don't know exactly where we should go and siege. I think we'll siege one of the Mayan places or something like that, so we can see the siege map and things. But we're gaining so much experience. Look at how much experience we're gaining as well. I think it's really cool that there's a sort of enhanced speed of progression here. I like that a lot. But maybe that's just me. Maybe some people won't like that, but I do. I certainly do. So let's just increase our one-handed here a little bit. And I could technically go and help these village farmers against the deserters, but I'm not going to do that right now because I would like to show you Spain's... Oh, hello. Those are bandits. Oh, okay, hello. Yes, let's run. Oh, that... Okay, I'm going to just pay because it's only 500 dinars. I'm just going to pay because I'd like to run away as quickly as possible. There we go. Now, usually I probably would have done that, but because this is a special feature, I just want to get to Spain's area so we can actually take a look at their marketplace, because I'm very intrigued about whether they have access to horses, which I would assume they do. Yes, they do. All right, that's pretty cool. I like that. I like the fact that they are making it a pretty big deal to have horses or to not have horses in the case of the Aztecs. So that is pretty fun. And then you do have very much Spain-based weaponry as well. So you can have a Conquistador lance, and you have a variety of other things here. I was hopeful that I might be able to find a gun, but that is unfortunately not the case here. And you can even buy Spanish armor and various other plate armor as well. Wow, that is some pretty crazy plate armor, which I could very easily buy and then turn myself into a walking tank, which might very well be something that I would like to do. But anyway, I am going to now go off screen and try and recruit as many people as possible. There's even a salt mine here. Alright, so here we go. We are ready to lay siege to Sonusk Castle. Now, this is very close by to the Aztec territory, so just in case things go wrong, I can run away relatively easily. Now, bear in mind that if you so desire, you could just wait 9 days if you have an overwhelming army that is capable of scaring off any interlopers that may want to intercept you, that may want to prevent you from besieging this. Then you don't have to really worry too much about the food stores, because there's only 9 days here. So that's pretty cool. Otherwise, let's lead our soldiers in an assault and see exactly what the siege mechanics are. Oh yeah, this is exactly what I'm talking about. This is really nice. Now you can see I have kitted myself out in some pretty cool gear. Now this gear is, oh, they added that animation. Ah, yes. Ah, I like this animation a lot. If you don't know, this animation is from a series that I did a while ago, maybe a few months ago. Can't remember the name of it, unfortunately, but it was a mod that I very much liked. And I think it was it Fantasy Calradia? I'm not entirely sure, but look at this. You see this? You see this animation? It like travels with sort of like a weight to it, you know, it has like a weight to it. And I really love that about the two-handed animation here. And you can really see how enjoyable it is to use. It just swings around like it really hurts, you know, it actually does hurt, instead of it just being, you know, just a floaty weapon of some kind. I think that is really cool. I like that a lot. Really a big fan of the two-handed animations. And then I have some throwing weapons as well. So I have some throwing weapons here, so I can technically use those. I've only got 4 of them, so it's really not, yeah, it really didn't do much. And bear in mind that these guys are going to be outnumbering us like no one's business. And I wouldn't be surprised if we... Oh, no, we're not actually losing. I'm kind of surprised. I thought I would have ended up losing this already, but apparently not. Okay, so let's try and take out the archers. I am not hopeful about that in the least, as you can see. Yeah, so Mayan archers, they do some damage. They do some damage. Bear in mind that I basically came in here just so you could see the siege layout and things, because I know that some mods generally, you know, they might not tend to do the siege scenes and things like that, but this mod has. This mod has done the scenes and is looking really promising. And I would definitely say that if you are a fan of this era of history, if you're a fan of this environment, of the various units that you may be able to play with, I would highly recommend giving this a go. It is really, really cool, especially with the two-handed weapon animations. I love those two-handed weapon animations. I don't even know how much I could go on about that. But anyway, I thought I'd just show you before we end the special feature off here what kind of units I went in with. So I primarily focused on Aztecs, and we went with elite archers, elite spearmen, eagle warriors, coyote priests, and jaguar warriors. And then I went all the way up over here, and I started recruiting from the Chichimek tribe. I apologize if that is not the pronunciation that is correct, but anyway, I went over here, started recruiting a whole bunch, and leveled them up as well. And those guys resulted in archers, which are not exactly great, riders, which are, I think, a little better, and then shaman, which I think are probably the best. Let's actually just take a quick look here. Yeah, these guys are pretty good, but they only have polearm proficiency, so they're not going to be that good in a siege. And then otherwise, we have the Tarascans, who have elite archers, elite spearmen, jaguar warriors, and priests. And yeah, I think this is a really, really cool mod. And, well, as I've said, the mod creator is going to be releasing an update relatively soon. Don't know how soon, but if it improves a huge amount about the mod, then this is definitely going to be one of those that you should probably check out. There's a link in the description to download it, if you so desire. Otherwise, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.